Good morning. We've just left, or we are just leaving Dartmouth, and it's beautiful, beautiful sunny morning. No wind, a little bit of tide, and I wish I'd filmed me getting it out of the dock because that's the best one I've done yet. We'll be up to Portland in about 12 hours because there is next to nothing in the way of wind. So it's looking like we're going to have to motor all the way there. The speed indicators on the top of everybody's mast, the anemometers are only just turning around, so I think we've got about a knot and a half of wind, which is nothing. But that's okay, because it's a lovely day. And how many people get up in the morning and see this? It's beautiful. I changed my mind. I don't want that round castle up there with the holy roof. I want the one with the roof down here. I think that would be better. I think we could put in a reasonable offer. 20 quid. I've got to feel sorry for it, haven't I?
Don't think that's how it works, love.
Sorry?
Don't think that's how it works, love.
Well, that's not fair, is it? Got double glazing in it. What if it's 16th century double glazing? Grade 1 listed double glazing. That's just the right time of day for that, isn't it?
Magnificent. Heading out now into the open ocean, which is flat calm.
I like it. I like it. Can we always have it like this?
Well, with a bit
Just
more wind.
flat with
Flat
lots
with
of
some wind.
20 knots of wind and dead flat would be just perfect.
I yawned and you didn't yawn. You're a psychopath.
Yes. Yeah, she told me this thing the other day that what were we watching? Luther, wasn't it? We were watching Luther, and what was the girl in? The girl was in something else that I said. His Dark Materials. She was, what was she called? She was a bad lady in that, and I think she might have got a little bit typecast from her efforts in Luther.
Are you going to give the game away?
I don't know, because I've now forgotten what I'm talking about.
Psychopath.
Psychopath. Anyway, yeah, that's not really giving the game away, is it? So he's collared her and taken her in because he thinks that she's murdered some people, and he sits there and goes like that, and she just sits there and looks at him. And apparently, if you're a psychopath, you won't yawn in sympathy because you don't have that ability to and any kind of empathy with anybody, so it doesn't affect you in any way. So you don't. Well, she's not a psychopath; she's just yawned. So there it is. If you didn't know that,
of course, now they know that they can fake it, I suppose. But
yeah. And if you really want to, if anybody knows that piece of information, you really want to worry them, you just sit there and hold that yawn in and stare at them. Because I'm going to do that every time now.
you're still not yawning.
No.
surrounding him. Do you want me to catch it? Would that be? Yeah, you can. Might take a bit. Okay. Well done.
I am never ever doing that. Ow. In high wind.
No, God. How much your hand shaking right now?
I can understand when we watched Kadoa and Dom lost his drone in the water, and he had a much more expensive one than this. And that was a bit of brown trousers actually. I'm not sure how often I'm going to do that when we're sailing, because there's no real wind today. We've got the sails up and we're moving at half a knot or something, I think. It's probably more with the tide than anything else. There seems to be wind over there, mind you. And that was very stressful. Anyway, got it back. So we've still got a 500 quid drone, 400 quid drone. Bugger. Here we are then, about halfway across Lyme Bay. So back that way is Torbay and Teignmouth and then Sidmouth and then other places that I don't know. And Lyme Regis will be over that way somewhere. And in front of us, in front of the big sail that you can't see through, will be Portland, which is where we're heading for next on the navigation system. And meanwhile, what's Ellen doing?
Oh, he's working.
You're working?
Yeah, he's working. I'm finalising a presentation for Monday. I'm talking about creative leadership, and then I'm working on a workshop I'm giving next weekend and from Moondance, virtually online, on finding your passion and purpose. So,
cool. Sounds like a great place to do it from.
Yeah, well, I think so. It's kind of those people who know there's something more to life but they're not quite sure what it was, which is kind of where I was, and now I'm doing all the things I love, so I'm running a workshop on how to do that. So I'm just kind of getting prepped and getting ready for it while the engine's on and the sails are up and we're chugging through Lyme Bay and in a flat sea.
Wind.
Yeah.
So can people look at what you do and join in perhaps, or get involved with it?
Always. By the time you've seen this, I'll probably have finished that video, finished the workshop. But yeah, you can always check out expandingpossibilities.today.
There you go.
I want to have a look at what I'm doing. So part of making sure that we had a 3,000 watt inverter was so we could get a coffee machine. We had a little pod thing as well, but we wanted to reduce our single-use plastic, so we've gone for this proper espresso machine. but it's a bit of a palaver to make while underway because everything's stowed and out of the way, so we're moving stuff around. So here goes. I'm not sure you can see anything from there, darling.
What?
Oh, it looked like you had them the wrong way round.
Oh, they do look like the wrong way around, don't they? It looks like you should look in this end.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, you're a long way away. No, they work this way around before you take the mickey out of me for not knowing what way around the very nice Nikon glasses that we bought. No, we're left actually by the owners previously. Thank you very much. They're very nice. So we're at Portland Race now. If you don't know, Portland is a bit of land that sticks out quite a long way, a little peninsula with a nice harbour on one side, which is where Ellen's just about to point. But water rushes around it because it sticks out into the sea. When the tide's coming in and going out, the water swirls around it, so you get this really nasty piece of water just offshore. And I've seen boats really struggling out there. It's just really horrible. And I was just having a look through the glasses to see what it was like today, but actually it's flat as a dab over there, or pretty much. So I'm happy that we're about 3 miles off, I think, or three and a half, maybe even 4 miles off. 3.5 miles off the bill going round, and then we have to come round and into Weymouth and Portland, and we have to miss some rocks in there called the Shambles, so we need to be on the outside of that. There's a big warning buoy there which we'll probably show you in a minute, and then we've got to find somewhere we fancy stopping for the night, which will be fun. And then I suppose I'll be cooking tea with the fish I've caught today.
With the prawns we have in the freezer, darling. The prawns we have.
The prawns, yeah, the well-travelled prawns that we brought with us.
I did consider going inside. You can go inside the race or outside, but when I looked at the instructions to go inside, it looked a little bit complicated for my navigational skills at the moment. I'm still doing my coastal skipper as we go round, so I did a part of it to look at the tidal streams for today. But when I got to the bit, there's a website that kind of shows you how to go around it. When I got to the section that said make sure you have a tow rope available in case you get into trouble and need to be towed out, I decided we'd go outside it, and it says 3 to 5 miles outside on calm conditions or 7 miles out on bad conditions. So we're about 3.5 miles out, taking a look at it, and there's no massive waves. We will stick with 3.5 miles out, and maybe next week we might try coming around on the inside as well, see if we can spend the night in Lyme Regis as well, which would be really nice to do because that's kind of where my family's from, so that would be cool. We have arrived in Weymouth and we're having a celebratory chocolate biscuit.
Yes, I am. It's very nice here.
It's gorgeous.
Works out I haven't been here for about 15 years, which is I don't know where that time went, to be honest with you. Done a few things in between.
I've never sailed in here, so this is quite cool. We've also anchored up for the first time.
This
ever.
Over there, along the causeway there. I mean, see the cars. I don't know if you can see the cars, but the cars that are going along the back there, and that's Chesil Beach, the other side. And when the wind's blowing this way and it comes over, you get lovely smooth water. So it's great for flat water blasting on a windsurfboard, which is what I used to do.
Which is what we have a lot of on the front of our boat. So this is supposed to be good holding. People have been here this summer already and put in Navally. It's been good holding up to 30 knots. So we've got a big blow coming through tomorrow night. So we're hoping this is a nice protected place from the swell to be. First time on anchor in this boat, certainly overnight. Been pretty crazy out here, and we didn't get much sleep last night because the anchor alarm went off. I think probably because I set it up wrong rather than because we were actually dragging, but there was all the worry of that, so neither of us got a whole heap of sleep. So Frankie's downstairs napping now, and I've just been sat up here cuddled up in my big blanket and just kind of keeping an eye out, making sure we aren't dragging, which we're not. I'm also just watching everything that's going on around us in the bay. We've got 27 knots gusting, and it's pretty crackers out there, so unfortunately we didn't get to go see our friends earlier today because we just didn't feel confident enough to leave the boat. And now I think we're confident enough to leave the boat, but don't want to get in the dinghy in 27 knots. So we'll see. It's supposed to, we're supposed to not pick up the wind until this evening, and it's come through early, so I'm hoping that means it'll be done early and we'll be able to head off and do other things. Certainly tomorrow anyway. But hey, just kind of sitting here snuggled up, enjoying the view and trying to get a bit of rest as well.
Well, this is a very, very different Portland today. There's absolutely no wind at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And I can't really think of anything else to say about that other than I've just had tea, I had a glass of wine, and all is right all the well. What a beautiful place. very definite balance when you're living on your boat between the, oh my god, our boat, our home is going to get washed up the beach because, what was it, 2 days ago? 2 days ago it gusted up to 48 knots, and that's a lot, you know. We're up 50 miles an hour in wind, and you're sitting on board your boat thinking, how good is my anchor? How good's my chain? Have I done everything right? Is everything going to hold together? And it's a real worry. And it goes from that to a day like this. So the balance is definitely there, and I'm appreciative of that, because if the balance wasn't there, it would be truly not worth doing. So all the folk that we watch on YouTube and everything else are right. There are days when it is truly the hardest job in the world to be on your boat, and there are days like this that just balance that up and make all the trauma worthwhile. Got a wetsuit on. It was built by Henry VIII in the early 1500s, I think, but I'm not sure. Relying on